Hello everybody, my name is Manny the Mix. Today's video is going to be much different from the rest. This is going to be more of a story time video while you watch me play some games in the background. Also, minor disclaimer, my English isn't amazing as I'm actually Italian and I'm still learning English. And you know, I don't have a hard accent or anything, so it seems like I'm actually like kind of fluent in English, but you know, I'm actually not really. But anyways, today I want to talk about how I became a furry, but most importantly, how I discovered the furry fandom and how it led me to fall in love with it. So, a very long time ago, back in 2013, I started making videos on a channel which now I regrettably deleted. There are still some collabs out there. If you do search up Manny the Mix, you'll see a bunch of videos with like a bunch of like different people, and they're still up to this day. So if you guys want to like search and, you know, discover those videos. But that's a different story for another video if you guys want to hear about it. But in this channel, I was uploading male versions of songs, which are basically regular songs you hear by any artist, like for example, Britney Spears, which I love Britney Spears so much. Have you guys heard her new album, Glory? It's amazing. Not sponsored at all. I just love that album and I just want to, you know, just say that. But what I would do is I would go in Audacity, which is an audio editor and recorder, and I would put the song in pitches so it would sound like a guy singing. So that's pretty much what a male version is, and its own subgenre on YouTube. But right after I had that male version song phase, I started to upload creepypastas that were read by a bot because I was very self-conscious about my voice, and obviously that isn't the case anymore. I do wish it was deeper, but other than that, I'm really used to my voice thanks to editing in YouTube. So I stopped uploading for a bit, and a few months go by without uploading anything at all, and I decided out of nowhere, out of the blue, to start making vlogs with my face and talk about the most random things out there. But because nobody was watching these videos, and I had about like 2,000 followers at this point, I decided to go and make gaming videos because it's something I really love, and I thought it would have been a perfect fit for me. Plus, I also got inspired by a bunch of gaming YouTubers that I was watching, so I felt like I wanted to do that as well. Now we're getting to 2014, and I was in complete love with Minecraft, and I still enjoy it to this day. But as you'll know, in Minecraft you can choose the skin you want to use on your character, so I used a human wolf. And during this time, I did not know much about the furry fandom, so to me, having a wolf skin was like, okay, whatever, it's just a wolf skin, it's cute, and I love wolves, they're my favorite animal, so like, why not? So I keep making videos, and as my channel started to grow, I started seeing these comments on my videos that were like, are you a furry? Or ew, he's a furry. And these comments made me so confused because I always thought that furries were just people that drew animals having sex with each other, and I wasn't putting any of that in my videos, and it made me so confused. But as I was getting more comments like this, I was like, okay, y'all, it's time to use my homeboy Google. So as I start researching on Google, the first thing that came up was a picture of a group of furries in fursuits. And I thought to myself, that is friggin' adorable. And I was like, girl, I'll have what they haven't. But I kept scrolling and seeing these fun fursuit group photos, and I just wanted to be there and have my own suit and just be a part of that because it all seemed so much fun. As I kept getting down, I saw art of some of the most adorable fursuits out there, and I probably spent about like an hour of just looking through images on Google. But after seeing all of that, I decided to look up what are furries, and the definition of furry came up, which is an enthusiast for animal characters with human characteristics. And that sounded like a lot like me because I've always loved any movie, any cartoons, anything that had talking animals in them. I just always wanted to also like become a talking animal since I was very little, especially this one memory I had when I was about like 9 years old, and I always went to bed with my buddy plushie Timon from The Lion King, which I got from Disneyland Paris, and this was back when I lived in Italy. So like driving to Disneyland Paris was very easy. It was like a 5 to 6 hour ride, but I love Disneyland. I love it so much. I wish I could go back to Paris as well. Paris is amazing. During this time, I really loved The Lion King. I still do. I love The Lion King. It's an amazing movie. But more importantly, I love Timon from it, to the point I wanted to become a meerkat. And I remember having this very livid dream where I was one and was hanging around with Timon and all these cute animals, with Pumbaa as well in the grass. And I was able to walk around, talk, I had paws, and I was so little. It was just the best thing ever. It felt like reality, and I wish I was stuck in that reality. But we cannot have nice things, can we? And during this time, I also wanted to be a meerkat so bad, and it was my way to cope through like all the struggles I was dealing with as a kid, because I was dealing with a lot, and I wish nobody will go through the things I went through as a kid. Maybe I'll talk about it in another video. However, this is the only livid dream I had since, and I guess it's also the reason why I still remember it like vividly. But loving like all these things as a little kid doesn't necessarily mean I was a furry when I was little or anything, but the signs were there. But after all the research I've done, I fell immediately in love with the fandom. So I started making unofficial fursonas. I started to follow furries on social media, started to commission artists, started interacting with people, and I really fell in love with the fandom because people were so kind. I just loved the whole like creativity aspect of it. I just loved everything about the furry fandom. And obviously in the furry fandom, there's some bad apples, but just because there's some bad apples, it doesn't mean the entire tree is bad, if you catch my drift. But this goes for any sort of like community, not just for the furry fandom. And that's pretty much how I discovered the furry fandom and how like I became a furry. It's pretty much it. It's a little story which I hoped you enjoyed. And let me know your experience. How did you become a furry and how did you find out about a furry fandom? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy this little story time. And if you do want to hear about a different story, or if you have a topic in mind that you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments section below. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!